What's up everyone, TechCloud here, and in this video I'm going to show you the camera review of the Samsung Galaxy S6 Edge, and the same thing applies to the Samsung Galaxy S6 camera as well, because both phones have similar sort of cameras. You can launch the camera from the app drawer or the camera icon on your home screen, and also you can double tap the home button anywhere and you can launch the camera app. Same is true even if the screen is off, you can just double tap the home button and you can launch the camera pretty quickly. And on the home screen you have this icon as well, which you can drag upward to launch the camera. So many ways, so many quick ways to open the camera app. So let's look at the camera interface. The camera interface is very simple and very familiar. On the top you have the gallery, and then you have the video record button, and then you have the shutter button. Long pressing the shutter button will actually take the burst shots. Then you have the front and the back camera switch, and then you have mode buttons. There are different modes available. We will discuss in detail later. There is small upward arrow button. If you click on that button, you can hide these buttons on the left hand side and the camera menu will look even more simple to you. So you have different sort of effects. You can download additional effects as well. So these are all the effects available in the Samsung store or the Galaxy store. Then you have HDR auto, HDR on, and HDR off toggle switch. And then you have timer, and you can select from different amount of time. And then you have the flash auto on and off toggle switch. And lastly you have the settings button. By pressing the setting button you will launch this menu. You have option to change the megapixels from 16 all the way down to 2 megapixels. You have the option to change the resolution of the video, as you can see. And then you have the tracking AF on and off switch. Tracking AF will track the object even if it is moving after you have put the subject in focus using the tap on the screen. And then you have the digital video stabilization button. This will only work in 1080p. It does not work in the 4K video recording. And also if you have turned on the tracking AF, it won't work. Only one thing work at a time, either the video stabilization or the tracking AF. Then you have different toggles for the grid lines, for the location, and also for preview pictures. Preview pictures will actually show you the photos for a few seconds after you took the shot. Then you have option to turn on and off the quick launch, and then you can turn on and off the voice control. You can map the volume keys for different functions, as you can see here, and then you can reset all these settings as well. Now let's look at all these modes. The most important one is the Pro mode. You have custom settings button. You can save different settings that you have made as a preset. As you can see, I have already saved a preset. And then you have the picture modes, from standard to all kind of vivid modes, and last two are the custom modes, which you can select or customize yourself. Then you have the focus selector switch from infinity to close focus or from infinity to macro. And then you have the white balance selector. You can select different white balance presets. And then you have the button to select the ISO, and sadly the ISO goes only up to 800, and that will lead to underexposed photo if the light is too low and you are shooting in the Pro mode. The last button on the right hand side is the exposure value selection button, and on the left hand side only new and additional button is the metering mode. You can select from the matrix, spot metering, or the center weighted metering. Depending on the scene and depending on the subject, you can select your metering mode. And these are the other shooting modes available to you. And I have actually installed one more, which is the food shooting mode, as you can see here. And there are other shooting modes that you can download. These are all the shooting modes available at the moment. In case of selective focus, you take the picture and keep the phone steady until this yellow bar finished, and once you have taken the photo, you can go to the photo and you can change the focus. You can see you can do near focus, far focus, or pan focus, where everything will be in focus. You can take panorama shots, and panorama generally are okay, but if the subject is too close, the stitching will not be that great. The phone takes fast motion and slow motion video in 720p, and the editing options are great. Just like iPhone, now you have option to select the length of fast motion or slow motion video, and also you can select the length of overall video, and you can split the frame, you can select the speed, you can either mute the frame, and finally you can export the video to your gallery. Now you have the audio recording in both fast motion and slow motion video. In the front facing selfie mode, you can change the amount of beauty put on your face, basically the smoothing on your face, and then you have the gesture control also. When turned on, you just have to face the palm of your hand towards the camera, and it will take the photo using the 2-second timer. In the wide selfie mode, basically the phone allows you to tilt your phone in both directions to take a wider shot as a selfie. You can even take a wider selfie in the virtual selfie mode by tilting your phone around even further. Interval shot will allow you to take 4 shots with 2-second timer, and later on you have option to choose the best shots and save them in the gallery. In front facing camera settings, you have option to choose the picture from 5 megapixel to 0.3 megapixel, and the video you can choose from Quad HD to VGA resolution, and you have the gesture control toggle on and off that I have just shown you, that how it works. And the next option will save the photo as horizontally flipped, which means you will get the photo exactly how it looks on the screen. Rest of the options are same. So guys, let's check out some of the sample videos and the sample photos. As you can see, the colors on the S6 Edge are a little bit oversaturated as compared to Nikon D810, which I believe many people gonna like. The exposure is also a little bit bright. Before I go to the technical detail of the photos, let's check out some of the samples just for the fun. Probably this one I shot on the second day that I had S6 Edge, and straight away I was very impressed with the image quality, and you can see in the golden hours the photos are coming out very nice and the colors are really popping up. Even if you pixel peep, you will still find the photos are extremely sharp. This one I took with the flash to brighten up the shadows. You can go for the contrasty look by putting the phone towards the sun. Even in less than ideal conditions, you will find the photos are pretty good quality with very nice colors. Spoiler alert, if you ask me that which one is the best camera phone on Android, then I will point you to the S6 Edge and S6. I haven't yet compared it with Samsung Galaxy K Zoom, but I don't consider K Zoom a phone, so it's more like a camera than a phone. And I think the S6 and S6 Edge is the best camera on the Android phone. Yes, that's include Sony as well. The good thing is that even the shooting experience is very enjoyable, and ever since I have got the device, I am continuously shooting the photos. I don't think I have seen many phones giving me such detail in less than ideal situations. Now let's compare some of the photos with the Nikon D810 in order to compare the exposure, the contrast and the colors. The contrast is little bit less on the S6 Edge as compared to the Nikon D810, and the saturation level of the colors is little bit more, but nothing over the board, and that's very nice of Samsung that they didn't went with the very high saturation which they used to do couple of years ago. So generally in the daylight and the good lighting conditions you will get excellent photos with very nice detail and generally accurate colors, although a bit saturated, but most people actually do like the saturated colors, especially the smartphone shooters. The difference is subtle, so I don't mind the slightly saturated colors. Since it is a wide angle lens, so if you are not careful you're gonna see the distortion. The HDR is subtle and works flawlessly, and thanks to Samsung this time they haven't went overboard with the HDR effect. It can focus pretty close, and you can take some macro shots, and these are the actual shots that I have taken using the phone. Not extreme close-up, but still pretty close, and you can still zoom in and crop the photo because so much detail is there in the photo. It has a more pronounced bokeh effect as compared to the other phones thanks to the f1.8 aperture lens, and also I have seen that even the Note 4 has more bokeh effect as compared to the other phones, and the S6 Edge has even more pronounced bokeh effects. That's very nice. The phone photos have a similar sort of problem that I have seen on other smartphones, that the photos does not have the correct white balance, and also the photo looks a little bit undersaturated under the tungsten lighting conditions. I have fixed this problem in only first two shots that I have shown here by going to the Pro mode and defining my own preset with added contrast, little bit raising the shadows, correcting the white balance to tungsten white balance, and add the saturation. I have corrected only the first two shots, the rest of the shots I have taken in the auto mode. I did it for two reasons. Number one, the correction was taking long time. Number two, the Pro mode only has the ISO 800, and sometimes you need more than ISO 800 in the low lighting conditions, and you can get the ISO more than 800 only in the auto mode. And that's actually a shame that you cannot change the white balance in the auto mode. Similarly, no contrast and saturation settings in the auto mode. You might think this is not a big problem since DSLR also struggle with the white balance, but the thing is they also allow you to correct the white balance during the shooting, and also you can correct the white balance very easily in the post because they shoot in the RAW. And the phone only shoots in JPEG, and if you manipulate the JPEGs too much in the post, then you lose the quality of the JPEG. I have noticed that phone can only go as low as 1/7 of a shutter speed. If the Samsung has gone a little bit lower, then this means that the phone can take more light and can shoot in low ISO, which means cleaner photo. It has a pretty strong flash, and this shot I took without flash, and the next one I took under the same lighting conditions I took with the flash, and you can see the ambient light has almost gone because I was too close to the subject and the flash has overpowered the ambient light. Flash photos generally come out good, however it has a tendency to make the skins little bit warmer than they actually are, so people with the white skin tones who like to look little bit warmer will be happier, but people with the tan color will not look that flattering. Here are the sample selfies, and selfies generally came out great. However, it is a wide angle lens, so you need to be careful when you are taking selfies, otherwise you look like an idiot. Wide angle lens actually give you advantage to include more people in the shot. So guys, I hope that you have liked the video, and if you have liked it, make sure you press the thumbs up button. Take care, see you. Bye.